Hey, what's going on, everybody? Larry Roberts here, your resident geek over here at Geeking Poetic podcast channel. I'm going to do something we haven't done in a while. I'm going to do an unboxing. Although normally, I'm doing unboxing of things like toys or some games or something like that. No, I'm happy to do an unboxing of some music-related stuff. Anybody that knows me, and especially a lot of you, I'm sure they've been following the channel for a while now, know that I am a big fan of music and a big fan of the band KISS.
The return of KISS. The return of KISS. It's the hot new, all-new album from Casablanca, KISS Dynasty.
And yes, I know KISS is a love 'em or hate 'em kind of band for many of you. I don't really care. I love KISS, and I'm going to talk about them here today because I'm excited that I got in some things that I had pre-ordered a while back. So firstly, let me just set the Wayback Machine to 45 years ago. Specifically, I'm talking about May 23rd, 1979. At that point, KISS was putting out their album Dynasty. This was a little bit of a controversial album for the band, as it saw the band move firmly in some ways into a late 70s kind of sound compared to what they had done previously. A lot of people consider this their disco period, and most of that is predicated on the single that came from this album, which was I Was Made for Lovin' You, as well as KISS adopting a little bit more of a flashier kind of image than their black and silver kind of leather and studs sort of image that they'd had with previous albums like Love Gun and Destroyer. And for some old KISS fans, Dynasty marked that point when they just grew away from the band. But for a lot of us out there, it was a highlight, and I was young enough that I didn't really notice the change all that much. I thought it was just yet another change from KISS. It's just what they did, and there's still a lot of great rockin' stuff on Dynasty. I love the album. So when I found out that KISS Online was doing a pre-sale for a 45th anniversary version of the Dynasty album, I jumped on it immediately. Being a big KISS collector as well as a vinyl collector, there was no way I wasn't going to order these special editions that they came out with. And after impatiently waiting for weeks or months for this stuff, it has finally arrived. I have it here. And so I thought it would be fun to open this stuff up and show it to you for the first time as I'm seeing it for the first time. Now, whenever KISS come out with these special anniversary versions of the albums, they always do some sort of fancy package deal thing where you can get something like a picture disc and a shirt, or a colored vinyl and a jersey or a jacket or a hoodie or something like that. Well, this time they offered two different packages. First up, they offered a colored vinyl variant that was limited to, I believe, 2,500 copies. And when you ordered the vinyl, it also came with this Return of KISS cartoony style t-shirt, and it's made to look like an old t-shirt you would have gotten at a concert, or even more specifically, one you would have gotten outside the concert. People probably remember, if you're like me and you're my age, you remember you could get those kind of bootleg shirts, or carnival shirts as they called them, because sometimes you'd find them at carnival vendors and everything. So they came out with that package. That was 2,500. And then the more limited package was a special picture disc version that only had 500 copies. And with that, it also came with a KISS Dynasty baseball jersey. Now, to my knowledge, both of these have long since sold out. The 500 version sold out within minutes. Thankfully, I was able to get my order in time, and I was able to get the 500 as well as the 2,500 version. So yeah, let's take a look at them here. Okay, first up, I have to apologize. For the 2,500 version, the box that I got was soaked in the rain. I mean, it was, thank goodness I pulled it in when I did, because I was really worried when I saw the box that it was going to be just destroyed. But luckily, the contents inside were okay. But I had to immediately clean it off, dry it off, and then open it up. So I don't have the actual big, it was just a big plain cardboard box, nothing exciting about it. But I opened that up right away so that I could get my items out and make sure that they were okay. So I don't have the unboxing part for that. We'll get to some unboxing here in a couple minutes. But just to show you, the 2,500 package that I got. So for the people that bought the 2500 package, I got this t-shirt. This is the t-shirt. Now, I've seen a lot of people online complaining that they don't like the t-shirt. They said, oh, it looks really messy and blurry and unprofessional. Well, I mean, that's kind of the idea. This is supposed to look like it's a replica of sorts of an older t-shirt design from back in the day. And yeah, I got news for you folks. If you don't realize this, sometimes, you know, we go out and we buy all those reproduction shirts. You can get them everywhere. You could go to Target and Walmart and get them now with, you know, old KISS shirts or AC/DC shirts, and you see them with these prints on there, and they're supposed to look like old school shirts. I guarantee you old school shirts did not look like that. They didn't have that kind of technology back then to make the image look crisp and clear like that, and the color separation was really bad a lot of times, even for these big professional bands. So this is pretty authentic in most ways to what you would get, and I'll be honest, I'm not mad at it. I really like it. I like the fact that it's so funky looking. I mean, that's the whole point of this, is we're celebrating 45 years ago, you know. This is an anniversary type thing. So I like it. You know, will I wear it? I might wear it. I haven't decided. I have a lot of t-shirts, so it's not like I'm in dire need of more KISS shirts, but you know, the right occasion, the right time, I'll probably wear it. All right, and then moving on, here is the 2500 variant of KISS Dynasty. It's probably hard to see here on the screen, but what makes this so different from the original, it might be hard to tell on camera here, but the jacket has a silver foil kind of style to it. If you're familiar with albums like, say, Double Platinum, if you remember that one from 1978, that had the silver foil thing. This is similar in ways to that. This is a little bit more smooth and muted than that Double Platinum one. That was really shiny. But this is a really, really, really nice looking jacket. There you go. Might be even a little bit easier to tell on the back there. But yeah, just to read you what it says here on the sticker, and I'll try to put a close-up image there for you to read. It says 45th anniversary, translucent red and black swirl vinyl, silver ink jacket details, and a foil poster, limited to 2,500 units worldwide. So that's the other thing. These records, if you remember, the KISS albums back in the day would come with a bunch of extras. Usually it would come with posters or stickers or sometimes even cards and various things. Love Gun had the actual cardboard Love Gun that came with it. This has a reproduction of the Dynasty album poster that came inside, and I'll show it to you in a moment here. But what makes it different is it's actually a foil version. They didn't just do a foil version of the cover, they did a foil version of the poster, and I'm really anxious to see it. All right, so I've got my cutter here, and I just very carefully want to do this because I don't want to take a chance on damaging the sleeve or the contents inside. And it has, yep, it has a reproduction of the colorful inner sleeve. This is the same as what came back in 1979, although this is more of a harder, glossy, kind of a thicker cardstock, whereas the original one I remember being more paper and thin. This is definitely not as flimsy, although I suggest, if you don't already know, I'm sure most of you that collect already know this, but my suggestion is once you've opened this, if you're going to open this, take the vinyl out, put the vinyl in a more protective sleeve, and don't put it back in this thing because this will split, and it's also not the best protection for your vinyl itself. And, you know, just as for an example, I tell you, it's already splitting on the bottom here. That's the problem with it, you know. I know a lot of you out there, that is an absolute no-go. You don't want splits, you don't, especially with a brand new record, but it's unfortunately the way it goes. You know, people have said, oh, I wish they would just automatically ship it with the vinyl separately. You know, you might have a good point there. And so here is the vinyl. You can see it. I'll try to get this as best as I can. So you can see that it's red with these kind of black grayish swirl in there. Not unhappy with that. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm sure if people are asking at home, like, well, you collect this stuff, are you going to play it? I am absolutely going to play it. Even though I do have Dynasty on vinyl already, I'm very curious to hear what this sounds like. So it might, you know, the fidelity of this might be slightly different than my other one, or it might be the same, or it might be worse. Who knows? But yeah, I will absolutely play it. That's why I open my records. I am not going to put this back in the sleeve because it was really tough just getting it out of there. There was a lot of static, and it said it's already starting to tear on the bottom there, so I'm not doing that again. All right, so I am going to attempt to open this. I have my partner Megan over here, standing off camera so that she can help me open this up for you so you can kind of get an idea. But wow, yeah, there you go. That is definitely foil. Wow. That's going to be really hard to get on camera. I understand. I apologize. I know that's going to be really tough for you guys to see there, but this is the poster. That's what it looks like. That's the foil version of it. Very, very cool. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. It's a cool idea. It's cool to have it as a variant. I don't know. I'm probably going to just keep this folded up in the record. Maybe someday I would actually have this, like, you know, framed and put up on a wall somewhere, because it is really nice. I do have other, like, vintage Mylar posters. That's what this reminds me of. If anybody saw the old Mylar posters that came out back in 1978. This is very similar to that. I think it's cool. I like it, but it seems very fragile to me as well. I don't want to take a chance on it crumpling or tearing or wrinkling, so I'm going to fold this up now. But yeah, this kind of gives you an idea, and yeah, that's what they have in there. Okay, one last thing I want to show you before I move on is the fact that the inside of the sleeve, if you can see, there is all red, and that's definitely different from the way the original was too. It didn't have a red inside kind of wall in there in the cardboard. This is definitely something new as well. So that's basically what you could expect if you ordered the 2,500 units variant of the KISS Dynasty vinyl. All right, so let's move on now to the actual unboxing part of the video. I have in this separate box, it should be at least, I guess we'll find out together, the 500 units variant of the 45th anniversary Dynasty release. This should be the picture disc one, and yeah, let's take a look. Okay, box is open. And yep, here we go. Okay, so like I mentioned, this was the one where it came with bundled, they call it a bundle, bundled with a sports jersey. Now, I believe for anybody that's interested in the sports jersey, you can go check KISS online. I believe that you can buy this on its own. You didn't have to buy the picture disc to get the jersey, but you did have to buy the jersey to get the picture disc, if you kept my point there. And a lot of people are not happy about that. A lot of people say, well, why can't I just order the picture disc and not worry about having to order a t-shirt or a jersey with it? Well, it's just the way they do it, you know. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna buy the whole bundle. And it came in that plastic bag, and here we go. So this is the jersey. This is how it looks on the front. As you can see on the right sleeve, it has the KISS Army patch. There it is for you to see the KISS Army patch. Yeah, it's only on the right arm sleeve. It's not on the left. And then here on the back, this is pretty cool. You can see the full artwork from Dynasty. Now, this is all done with patches. That is not just like a screen print. That is actual, you know, ironed on or sewn on or combination of both, however they do it. That is actually on there like you would have on a proper sports uniform jersey. Now, this is honestly, I'll be honest with you, this is more of a collector's item for me than it is something I'm actually going to wear. I don't really foresee myself wearing this. Oh, well, you know, I don't know. Maybe I would. If it was the right occasion, I might wear it. But something that's really cool to hang up in your collection room if you have one. I know a lot of us KISS collectors have collection rooms. So This is something that'll look really cool hanging up on the wall there. Of course, the question is, do you want to hang it up? I don't think there's any question. You know you got to hang it up with the back showing because that is just super cool. Love the way that looks. One of the things about these kind of jerseys is it sometimes can be hard to know whether it's going to fit or not. Well, mine is fairly big. It's got some size to it. It's definitely heavy. It's a very heavy, sturdy material. This thing is not flimsy at all. And mine is a size medium. So this probably, I definitely wouldn't have wanted a large. Sometimes I would get a large in these things because you don't want them to be snug in all the wrong ways. No, I'm good with this. This is a medium and this would fit me just fine. So I don't think I would need to get a bigger size. I'm happy with the medium. All right, but here's the part that I know most people are probably really excited to see, and that is the picture disc, the 500 limited version itself. And here it is in the box. Now that's really interesting. What they did, oh boy. It's Larry from the future here. So I'm just interjecting myself into this because this is sometime after I recorded the whole unboxing that you're watching right now. I just wanted to jump in here at this particular point in the video to address something. So at the time when I got the box with the picture disc and the shirt in it and everything, I was not aware of all of the problems that were happening for a lot of you out there who ordered the KISS Dynasty 45th anniversary products. There's been a glut of people complaining about shipping problems. And as you can see here in the video, when I go to pull out the picture disc from the box, yes, just like everybody else, my box had no safety packing in there at all. There wasn't any bubble wrap or anything, tissue, nothing in there to protect it. I mean, the box was just barely big enough for my record to fit in there. And thankfully, I'm one of the lucky ones who did not experience any damage to the record from shipping. But as I've seen on the forums and in social media in general, I've seen a lot of you have had problems with the shipping, and I do think that that really sucks, and I'm so sorry to hear that. But I just wanted to bring it up because I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch this and they're going to wonder, be like, well, he didn't say anything about how it was packed or anything. Yes, if you can't tell by the video, mine was not packed any better than anybody else's. It was really crammed in there, and I think that I was one of the, seems like, few people that didn't experience any kind of shipping problems other than, like I mentioned earlier in the video, with the little tears on the inside sleeves because they put the record in the sleeve and shipped it like that and stuff. But no actual shipping damage happened to my product. And I do agree. I think it's terrible that KISS Online did that. I think they should be smarter than that, especially with the amount of money that we're spending on this stuff. They should give us more safety precautions with the products when they're shipping them to us. So anyway, we'll get back to the unboxing now. I just wanted to say that. And if you have any more questions about the shipping or have anything to add to that, I'd love to hear from you. If you were one of the people that had shipping problems and they damaged your record, I'd love to know. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you handled it, because unfortunately with these being limited edition, we can get a refund, but I think in most cases they're not able to substitute for a mint product, and that really stinks. That they should just automatically plan ahead for that, or make sure they ship things properly in the first place. But anyway, all right, let's get back to it now. Now, what they did with this was they created a sleeve for it that looks like a replica of an old bag. Back when these albums would come out back in the 70s, even in the 80s, sometimes stores like Tower Records or something like that would have special bags made, usually for the day of release or the week of release. They would have special bags promoting whatever the big release was, and Casablanca would make these kind of bags, Casablanca being the record label that KISS was on, and they would ship it out to some of the stores. with that, you know, this might have, originally it might have even said, you might have had some that would say Tower Records or some other record store branding might be on there, but this doesn't have that, obviously. But this is not, from what I was reading online, I don't think this is an actual bag. It's more like a sleeve. Now, they did ship this in a protective outer sleeve, which I really like. I love that you can just open it like that. Now, on the outer sleeve, it does have the sticker on there, and I will read to you what it says. The sticker says 45th anniversary record store bag sleeve plus premium tip-on jacket, wrapped in silver foil plus picture disc plus foil poster, limited to 500 units worldwide. So it's going to have basically the same sleeve as the other one that we showed earlier, as the 2500, that foil version of the Dynasty album cover. And it's going to have the same foil poster that you saw earlier, so I don't have to unfold that again. It's going to be the same poster. But the rest of it, the actual record itself, and then this special outer cover are different. Now, this is cool. Like I said, this is not a bag. It's actually plastic. It's like a harder plastic that is holding the inside. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Now this, because it doesn't have the plastic on it like the other one, you can kind of even get a little bit more of an idea of this sort of, it's almost like a matte silver kind of print on there. That's really cool. And then it looks like the poster, it wasn't actually inside the proper record sleeve. And yeah, it's the same kind of poster. But aside from the plastic bag, simulation thing they have on there, the other thing that's going to make this different is the record itself. And once again, for people that are curious, and I know you worry about this stuff, yep, even this one, the bottom of the inner sleeve is already ripping because of the record being in it. It's just the way it goes, man. I'm not happy about it either. I know people are going to get mad about it, and I understand why, but this is the picture disc, and oh man, if you're like me and you're a picture disc fan, you're digging that. So those are the classic photos from New Costume Shoot that they did back in early 1979. Man, some of you might remember seeing these images or variants of these images. You saw them in the Viewmaster reels that came out around that time. I know I had the Viewmasters and I loved looking at these images on there. Or if you bought a bunch of the magazines from the time, they were in a bunch of the magazines, but they were especially prominent in magazines like Kiss Mania and Kiss Fever, Why There Is No Cure. All these magazines that came out back in 79 and 80. Yeah, these kind of images were everywhere. And a lot of people reacted poorly to this. They thought Kiss just looked way too flamboyant and garish here. I think it looks great. I love the way they look in these costumes. I love the extreme emphasis of each character's individual colors, the red, purple, green, and blue that they established with the solo albums. And then if you're saying, Larry, turn it over, here you go. So what they did was, the other side has the poster image on there. So this is the same image that it was on the foil poster that came with it, but just obviously not foiled, not silver foil style. This is just a regular image, and it says Kiss Dynasty at the bottom. And that's it. It's a very heavy record. It's got some weight. It's not overly heavy, but it's definitely got some thickness to it. And then lastly, of course, I'm not playing it right now, but people always wonder whether or not it's worth it to play a picture disc, because historically people have said, picture discs don't sound any good. They have really bad sound. Well, nowadays, the quality of picture discs and how they're made and the materials used in it is not as bad as it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, picture discs just did not sound very good when you played them. But I've played some of my other picture discs that have come out. I've played some of my other Kiss ones that they've come out with, the anniversary ones, as well as other bands, and they sound pretty good. So if you're somebody that says, well, I don't really want it if it sounds bad, I don't think this is going to necessarily sound bad. Personally, if you were going to get one specifically to play, I would say get the 2500 variant like I showed earlier in this video, or just get the 2014, black vinyl remasters that came out 10 years ago, because those sound great to me. But yeah, this is it. This is what you can expect. And I think it looks great. I'm very happy with this. I know a lot of KISS fans and KISS collectors are very split in their opinions when it comes to these limited edition anniversary releases, especially because they sell out so quick and they're expensive and such. Generally, I love them. I think they're great, but they're not necessarily for everybody, and I respect that. But last but not least, I got one more thing that it was part of the 45th anniversary Dynasty release. I got the 2 album packages, very happy with that, but there was some other stuff. And again, like I suggested, if you're interested in any of this stuff, go check out Shop KISS online, and they should have a bunch of this still available. But this was one thing that I just had to get. I was talking earlier about how much I liked the t-shirt because it was so retro and funky, and I love that kind of funky stuff. When I saw they were coming out with this, I said, I have to get this. And what I'm talking about is, it is a KISS Dynasty mirror. Now, I will do my best to try and get some pictures for you that I can show, because with it being a mirror, it's really hard. It's really hard to show it here without it just focusing on all the cameras and the lights and stuff behind me. But yeah, to give you an idea, and I will, like I said, I'll insert some images, but safe to say, I am very happy with the way this looks. This looks just like the kind of mirrors you would have got at the carnival playing the games, where for me, I remember the ones where you had the different colors or the months of the year, the 12 different months, and you had to put so many quarters on each of them to be, eligible to win it. And a lot of times I would just get as many quarters as I could from my parents, and I would put them on there and try to win a mirror. I used to have KISS mirrors and Motley Crue mirrors and Journey and Leonard Skinner, all that kind of stuff growing up. So I don't have any of those mirrors anymore. You really can't find them, and it's hard to find them not broken or scratched up. So when I saw that they were actually doing a replica of the mirror as a carnival mirror, as well as a carnival style t-shirt, I had to get it. I think this was only like $25 or something like that. It really wasn't that expensive on KISS Online, so I had to get that. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this. I love what they did. I like that they went a little bit the extra mile. I think it's really cool that not only did they do, a picture disc, but they also made the cover a foil variant, and then they made the poster a foil variant, and then they did this cool bag simulation thing, and it's not just simply a flimsy bag, it's actually heavy plastic. I think that's great. I know people are gonna, haters are gonna hate, but I really think that with something like this, they did go the extra mile here. And yeah, I feel bad for the people that wanted this and couldn't get it. I know you can find them on eBay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that buy them right away and they immediately put them up on eBay for twice or more than what it was worth and what it cost. And I have my opinions about that, as I'm sure many of you do too, but unfortunately that's just the way it is nowadays. So if you do want one of those, you can go check out places like eBay, or I would suggest even going to places like Discogs, see if there's people that are selling it off, or maybe people that got extra copies. On places like Facebook, you've got groups like Kiss My Wax, and I know there's other KISS groups out there where people will trade and sell and all that stuff. A lot of collectors will buy doubles, sometimes even triples, just for the purposes of trading. And I definitely support that, because I think that's cool. That's, it's not really hoarding. They're just using it as a bartering item, because some of those people, hey, maybe you got a double of the Dynasty one, but maybe you missed out on one of the limited edition versions of Kiss Alive 2 or Rock and Roll Over or something like that. And you want to use this to trade with other KISS fans, I definitely support that. I think that's super cool. And that does it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this isn't like the most professional video you've ever seen in your life of somebody unwrapping a package, but I just wanted to do this and share with my friends and other KISS fans out there. And especially for those of you that maybe didn't get the opportunity to get these and you were curious about it, well, here you go. If you have any more questions, do not hesitate to leave a comment below. I love the comments. Let me know, did you like this album? What do you think of them doing these 45th and 40th and 50th anniversary releases? Pretty soon, we've got some more releases coming. They just did an anniversary, I think it was a 40th anniversary release of Animalize. We know so we've got some other albums coming out soon that, what is it going to be? The 50th anniversary of Hotter Than Hell. Do you think maybe they're going to do something like this for Hotter Than Hell? I really hope so. And then next year, you've got a big anniversary with the 50th anniversary of KISS Alive, arguably the biggest KISS album of all time. I really hope they do something super cool like this for KISS Alive. I will definitely be doing my best to get my hands on that. And if I do, maybe I'll do another video like this. So leave comments, let me know if you liked this, and make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see more KISS content or any other kind of content, vinyl content, I'm a big vinyl collector, so I could show off a lot of vinyl stuff, talk about vinyl, get into it with all of y'all out there. Let me know. I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate you checking out my unboxing here. Until then, I'm Larry Roberts. I'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.